Ja Morant had to deal with another court today, as in the courtroom.
Ja Morant described the moments leading up to the fight with Joshua Holloway at Morant's father's home in Eads. Holloway was guarding him, but the team became frustrated after losing several games.
So Ja Morant's suspension is officially over, and at the same time, Ja Morant's court case is underway. And I really wish this was nationally televised because his court case has been so bizarre up until this point. I mean, it included moments like forcing Ja Morant to check a basketball, questioning why Ja Morant has a diamond necklace when he's a multi-millionaire, and other bizarre situations like this. And I felt like since no one's talking about this, it definitely deserved a video. Before we get to the content, guys, YouTube has this brand new feature that allows me to post my content to my channel members while I'm waiting for the videos to get scheduled. There are times where when there's a lot of content at once, I may post a video a day later. So instead of me posting a video at like 12 a.m. Eastern time, I'll upload it the next day at a better upload slot, say like usually 2 p.m. Eastern time. So in the event that you want to get some of my content a little earlier, then check out our channel memberships program. And if not, you'll be getting all this content for free. This only goes down once we have way too much content to push out to you guys. Now that we get all of that out of the way, cue the intro. We made $1,100 off of a $20 entry on Prize Picks. And it wasn't just me, it was everyone that followed these picks on my Instagram story. And the best feeling is the amount of people that made money as a result of this. I mean, bam, bam, bam. Bam! My DMs were flooded, so the best part for me was seeing you guys make money as well. But we're not done yet. PrizePicks has a promo for a free square. All Kevin Durant needs is to score 1 point on Christmas Day, which means we only need to get 1 pick correctly in order to make some more money. If you haven't signed up for PrizePicks, use my promo code microphone to double your deposit up until $100 on PrizePicks. And I give away my picks on a daily basis for free on my Instagram story and now my Snapchat story. We're having so much fun doing this. I'm so happy that I made you guys some money, and thank you PrizePicks for the sponsor. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? Earlier this March, Ja Morant was accused of punching a 17-year-old during a pickup game at Morant's father's house in July of 2022. The boy told the police that Morant punched him in the head repeatedly 12 or 13 times, that he later went into his home and returned with a gun visible in his waistband. Now at the time, this was a crazy accusation that we wouldn't really believe, but I suppose this was some foreshadowing. Now, he said that the confrontation began when Morant threw the ball hard at his chest as he attempted to check the ball in. When the boy responded by throwing the ball back hard, it slipped through Morant's hands and hit him in the chin. Morant told police in an interview that he was acting in self-defense after the boy threw a basketball at his head, although he acknowledged that he swung first. Morant also claimed that the boy threatened to come back and light this place up like fireworks as he left Morant's property. Ja filed a police report over those comments, saying it was a threat to his family, but prosecutors decided not to file any charges. Last September, the boy filed a civil suit against Ja Morant, with the suit being first reported by TMZ in early January this year. The Shelby County District Attorney's Office in Tennessee said that there wasn't enough evidence to proceed with a criminal case. Now, according to police documents, the suit was filed on September 9th, 2022, over the incident that happened on July 26, 2022 at Morant's father's house in Eads, Tennessee. The documents also reveal that police investigated the allegations for weeks before they submitted the case to the district attorney's office on October 4th. Less than a month later, the DA declined prosecution. Morant and his childhood friend Devontae Pack were listed as defendants. The documents also gave more details on the boy's claims. The teenager said that after the ball hit Morant in the face, Morant walked up to him, put his chin on his shoulder, and asked a bystander, "Should I do it to him?" before striking him with a closed fist, knocking him to the ground. The 17-year-old said that Morant Morant continued sticking him while on the ground and claimed another man jumped in and began hitting him as well. Officers in the documents said that they noted that the teenager had a large knot on his head. The documents went on to say that both parties said that the fight was broken up by spectators shortly after it began and reiterated other claims that had already been made by each side. As a result of this, in April of this past year, Ja Morant would file a countersuit against the teenager, accusing him of slander, battery, and assault. Morant claims that the teenager, whose name is Joshua Holloway, is damaging his reputation and putting him at risk of losing millions of dollars in potential contract money and endorsement deals. Holloway amended his lawsuit in late March after he turned 18. Earlier in November, a judge gave Morant's defense team permission to argue in court that he acted in self-defense. Morant's lawyer said in a motion filed this summer that he should be immune from liability under the state's stand your ground law, which allows people who feel threatened at their homes to act with force in certain situations. That law is usually used in criminal cases, but the ruling allowed Morant's lawyers to use it in this civil case as they try to get the lawsuit dismissed. Earlier this month, Morant and members of his family were subpoenaed as part of the civil suit over this incident, setting the scene for Ja's day in court. Now, last Monday, the case was brought to the Shelby County Circuit Court in Memphis, where Morant and his dad took the stand, first of 3 straight days in court. It featured moments and arguments from both sides that can only happen with a professional athlete. Reporters covering the case noted that each legal team brought a basketball into the courtroom, and this is where the absurdity begins. Most of the courtroom descriptions we're about to discuss are coming from the Memphis Commercial Appeals account. During her opening statements, the defense attorney showed videos of Ja Morant's dunks throughout his career and said that his highlights showed an example of the type of force that came at Holloway. So I want you to envision this. This woman is showing a highlight reel of Ja Morant, pretty much saying,
"Look, Judge, look at how freaking athletic this guy is. Yeah, this is the type of athleticism that the plaintiff used to beat the out of this underaged boy."
He also used a picture of Morant's near dunk over Kevin Love as a visual aid. Man, I really wish he was able to complete this dunk. And then following this, Ja Morant's dad would take the stand. First, after opening statements from each side, he discussed the nature of pickup games, calling them highly competitive and involved a lot of trash talk. This is nothing new. If you play pickup ball at all, any type of pickup sport at all that's physical usually involves trash talk. Any type of competition that is exciting and engaging always will result in some trash talk. Maybe a little less now than in years past, because I think this generation is getting a little soft. But Morant will continue to say that the family hosted local high schoolers over the years since the family moved to the Memphis area. However, it was moments of Ja's testimony that went absolutely viral. He took the stand a little after 1:45 p.m. and began fielding questions from his attorney. The first series of questions were just basic questions about Ja Morant's background, his family, what he does for a living. I don't know if you know this, but he's a famous basketball player who is largely responsible for the resurrection of the Memphis Grizzlies basketball team. He was without a doubt one of the NBA's most marketable stars, and now he has a reputation of wanting to be a fake gangster. Eventually, the questioning shifted to basketball. Ja Morant talked about his inability to play basketball in public, much less go shopping at a grocery store, before getting into details about his private pickup games. After this, his attorney pulled out a Memphis Grizzlies basketball and asked him to demonstrate how to check the ball, leading to one of the most bizarre moments of this entire hearing, and I think one of the craziest things I've ever seen in a courtroom. It's jarring to see one of the best basketball players in the world explain something that anyone who's ever played pickup basketball knows. It appears as though Ja's lawyer was using this to show that checking the ball in doesn't involve throwing it as hard as you can at close range. And to be honest and fair, I've played basketball before. I'm much better at watching it, but even I know that checking a basketball is usually a light pass, either from the chest or a light bounce pass, or if you want to be goofy, you roll the ball on the floor to your opponent. But if you're really pissed off, which you shouldn't do this, but if you're really angry, you throw the ball at your opponent as hard as you can. And to be honest, I think that's a little bit of a bitch move, but people do it. It's not out of the ordinary. It's not acceptable either, but people do it.
Like, oh my God, you're kicking my ass. Let me show you how butthurt I am by pelting you with this basketball.
Now, afterwards, Morant described the check exchange with Holloway that led him to throwing the ball at Morant's face. Ja said that they were at the top of the key when he rolled the ball to Holloway for a check. See? People do roll the ball. But Holloway rolled it back to Morant before Ja threw a chest pass after, which Holloway fired the ball at Ja, who said it was a one-handed pass that hit him on the left side of his face. The way I'm envisioning this is it was a chuck that smacked Ja to the face. Now, of course, if you ever get hit with a basketball to the face, it's a very shocking experience, right? So I can understand if the immediate reaction is rage, and it seems like that's what Ja Morant's reaction was. The words that were exchanged included Morant asking,
"And did he take a step forward?" Yeah, he pulled up his pants, step forward. So then we end up getting like chest to chest, like what? Like this. Okay. And then he shoulder bumped me and pulled his pants up again like this. That's what I felt.
Afterwards, Morant said that he hit Holloway in self-defense because of how he interpreted the teen's actions.
So you trying to have a conversation?
Yeah.
And he wants no part of it.
He just pulled up his shorts. I didn't know what he wanted. That's why I asked.
How did you interpret his response to your question?
Well, him pulling up his shorts, where I'm from, that's fighting stance.
Later, Morant reiterated Holloway's comments of lighting up this place up like a fireworks show, and it sounded like guns to me, saying he felt threatened. He also mentioned former NBA veteran Mike Miller, who was there during the pickup game and was one of the people who helped escort Holloway off of the property. Now, I want you to bear in mind, Holloway actually gave a statement to the police shortly after all this happened, if you remember.
Finally, right over my head like that.
You're talking about like basketball player John Morant?
Basketball player.
Okay, like Memphis Grizzly John Morant.
Grizzly John Morant, yeah.
So grown man just hit you in the face.
After a recess, Ja Morant's cross-examination began around 3:35 p.m., and this is where the comedy really starts. As the defense attorney got her turn to ask Ja Morant questions on the stand, she began by asking about Ja's role on his team and in the Memphis community before asking Ja that you testify that this basketball was a lethal weapon, yes? To which Ja Morant replied, yes, and it hurt. Within the questioning, there was another exchange that went viral after the defense attorney asked Morant if he gave one of the witnesses a necklace.
Those real diamonds?
You know, a millionaire.
Fair enough.
She eventually set up her own version of the incident with her own basketball. It's bizarre to me that both sides brought a basketball to this hearing. Now, after getting into a similar check ball recreation, which, yes, Ja Morant was asked to check the ball again, she asked Ja Morant to punch her in the face, which is insane. And you think I'm making this up, right? But no, this is what's actually happening. She actually is asking Ja to punch her. Watch.
And then you
Punch him.
punch him.
No.
Well, show me how to punch. You punch him.
It's all right.
No, you need to show me how you punch him.
There you go.
You see why I had to make a video on this? Not even scripted court television is this entertaining. I don't know if this is close to Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's case, but it's definitely there in comedic value. Now, Morant finally got off the witness stand and the court adjourned for a day. Ja didn't take the stand again after the first day in court. Second day in court featured more testimony from Ja's father, sister, and childhood best friend, Devontae Pack. Holloway was in court, but didn't testify. The third day featured recorded depositions of witnesses, including Ja Morant's trainer, Miller, who's a family friend of the Morants, who had a clear view of what went down.
Ball got rolled back and rolled to him. He kicked the ball to Ja, and Ja kicked it back to him. It was like competitive basketball, and then Josh fired the ball to Ja to hit him in the mouth. That kind of started everything.
Court agreed to reconvene on December 20th, one day after Ja Morant is eligible to return for the Grizzlies. If Morant's lawyers win the immunity hearing, then the case could be dismissed. However, if not, then a date has been set for a trial in April, which is when the NBA regular season ends and the playoffs begin. The Grizzlies have a huge hole to climb out just to make the play-in tournament, and part of Ja's absence. Ja even admitted this when he met with the media on Friday.
Has it been, as the losses have piled up, has that part of it been painful, and is there a part that makes you feel like you're somehow responsible, or at least in part responsible for that?
Yes, it's definitely, some guilt in that. Obviously, I'm not on the floor, and obviously nobody likes losing. So, our job is to, go out there and get a win. I take full responsibility of that. Obviously, even though I'm not on the floor, decisions I made didn't allow me to be out there, to go to battle with my team.
Let me know what you guys think about this case so far. I think it's definitely one of the most entertaining pieces of content we have to date. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.